Okay. Let me
You want to take the lead?
Yeah.
Get a shot of that ass. Your flat Hank Hill ass for an Indian.
I show propane and propane ass accessories. I ain't got no bullet.
Alright.
Well, anyways. Okay, so...
Yeah, go ahead and, I'm just gonna trail behind a bit. You can keep walking just so I get you in shot.
Alright, so about a year's back, Mike and Kay said they found some tracks back here for something they couldn't really explain, some weird light shit and whatnot, and that something was fucking with them outside of their apartment. I saw the apartment, and they called me, being a decent tracker hunter as a kid, living in San Antonio with them, well, in the area at least. And Mike's brought me out here twice. This is our second excursion out here to look for evidence. And the initial time, unfortunately, we weren't recording then. We did find a nested area. It was dead quiet, which is decent signs of like predators and large game, that things were going on in the area.
It's a lot more lively now.
Yeah, it's a lot
Believe
more
it or
lively
not.
now. Like there's crickets, there's bird noises.
You can keep walking. We got a ways to go.
And the pond isn't as still as it was last time we were here on the course. But the main reason why they called me was because the last time they were here, nothing really made sense when they were here. And when I came that other time, things were still very off. So, a lot of South San Antonio, although it has been mostly modernized, still harbors primeval forests and vegetation. And although they're smaller forests, they're still pretty old. Because it being Texas, a lot of the land is still untouched, believe it or not.
Alright, hold up. Alright, we're going.
Okay, so we're in the lowlands near the complex where Mike lives. And this area, if you look at the trees and how everything is set up, it actually used to be a swampland. Whenever it floods here, you can tell it used to be a swampland. It still floods like it's a swampland. But with the recent incursions in the last, I want to say 60 to 80 years, San Antonio has been growing. There's no telling in certain parts of the city what's still around. Sometimes you find coyotes, bobcats, random stuff.
I don't think there are any bobcats around here.
There's bobcats.
Really?
Yeah, there's bobcats.
I didn't know there were still bobcats around here.
There's still sightings around the edge of town and in our neighborhood sometimes. They come in pretty deep sometimes. They love areas like this, which might be what it was, but bobcats can't climb up a straight vertical. Also, with shit like that over there,
Fucking birds.
yeah, so shit like that over there, unauthorized dumping, and buildings like this left old and dilapidated, and with old man-made incursions and camps that are just put up here without blessing or settling the land properly, leaving trash and shit like that isn't good if it is what the guys are telling me what they think it is. So, in local Texan lore, there's a lot of Cherokee blood around these areas, and also some other miscellaneous tribes. Texas is pretty big. It could be a couple of things, all of which we can classify under specific spiritual phylums, or at least shaman and people who study occult shit can, i.e. stupid people like me.
It's very true. I wish we could do this more often. Just come out, even if it's not for something.
Yeah, just hike around. I like doing this, man. I just don't like doing it alone.
I would love to like hike, or even then, like I could get a GoPro, get a nice car. Well, nah, just like.
We're not really like. I mean, we play video games. That's because we live in the city, but mostly we're kind of outdoorsy. Even though we're fat.
You're fat. Fuck you.
Got that chunk going on.
Don't you fucking touch me, bitch. I'll kiss you. I'll do it on camera.
I have a half chub already, so we're almost
Come here,
there.
bring it in. Come on.
No.
Come on. Come on. Look, over here.
Oh.
I figured, you know, this ain't too far from home.
Yeah.
But if we go camping, this would be a nice little spot.
Oh, look, there's a little, actually, I think that's natural rock.
I think that's called a delta.
Yeah.
You gotta forgive me. Schooling wasn't my best.
That's natural rock, I think, so that happens over time.
Yeah, you can tell by the way it's fucking shaped.
I don't think this is a delta.
Isn't that what it's called?
No, it's a,
Peninsula?
no, I want to say it's more like an island, because the river might be up over there, like Bighorn River.
Yeah, true.
Up north. That big ass river with that tiny little island in the middle. You ever heard about it? There used to be an
qualify that as an island.
There used to be a little Indian settlement on there in the Americas or something.
Wouldn't hurt to. I don't want to say.
Solid black.
Huh?
You weren't wearing solid black.
Motherfucker, you're wearing blue and purple.
Yeah, but as you're off in the distance, you blend in more with the sky.
I guess.
This is blue.
What's the sky? Huh? It's the
Blue.
color of the sky, bitch.
Blue.
Wrong. Refraction. It's every color but blue. Blue's the color that's being shown, faggot, because it's reflecting it.
It's blue.
Learn your fucking science, bitch.
It's
Learn
blue.
your fucking science, bitch.
It's blue.
Yeah, no, I remember. You want to say that again? I had just started recording. I don't know if you want to keep it quiet. So, God, that bird is fucking way up there for a duck, huh?
Yeah. It's not normal.
I've never seen one perch that high. Let's try to get around. Just Bitch, I am. I'm just fat.
So, I just got startled by a mallard.
Big tough boy, huh?
Yeah. I heard it screech, like, I think it's, 30 feet from us? Originally on the bridge? Maybe 40?
I don't think that's 30. I think that's more like 20, maybe 25.
Is it? Well, I mean, elevation, too.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that shit.
So, what we're hunting, we're trying to find and catalog,
At least identify.
could be a bird-like entity, a lot like the goat-like or wolfman-like or deer-like shit we're trying to find.
Like, oh my god.
There's a lot of them. Like, there's more than that.
I don't think you caught the joke I was doing, but alright. It's alright, baby cakes. Continue.
We'll come up with better classifications later. Shut the fuck up. So, the one that I'm worried about is called a raven mocker. That's actually what's in the area. Just Mike and Kay have never seen it.
Heard it.
They've heard it, but they've never seen it.
We should probably walk away a bit. Yeah, I don't want to fucking disturb that thing if we do. I did. I think it's in there. It sounded like it came from down there.
No, it was inside.
think it's it.
No, I think it's just a wild animal.
I hope it's a wild animal. Hey. Huh? Drop your back, better mobility.
Actually, I could use it as a shield. You human?
Yeah, I don't think anything's in here.
I swear I heard the surrounding cat. You're not in trouble or anything. We're just from the course doing a walk around. And by law, you're not able to be on this property. Coming in.
I think it might have been a rat. There are holes all throughout the wall.
Alright. You got lucky there.
I really thought I heard something.
I know I heard something. It was one of these ceramic pieces getting knocked around. I don't know if the camera caught it.
I'm gonna stop this for a bit.
Okay. We are back at the first rest area. We patrolled pretty much the whole area of the lowlands that I was talking about initially, and excuse me, there was an incident. I told Michael not to record, and that was just for safety reasons, which were confirmed. There is something here, and it's big, and it's scary, and I just finished having a panic attack. This is not a joke. Mike's laughing. I don't fucking know why.
I laugh at everything. That's not fair.
I know. My chest really hurts though. Because I saw it. I don't think Mike saw it.
Nope. We
It's
did hear it though.
Yeah, the two howls. One was pretty close. It was about, let's say, 0.6, 0.7 times slower than a normal howl would be from any type of animal in the Canis family. Didn't quite sound like a coyote.
It was too low.
It's way
It was
too
way
low.
too low and guttural. It also had a certain, I don't know what the phrase would be.
Almost like it was
Deliberateness?
recorded.
I don't know. I would say it sounded more deliberate, like kind of like a warning thing,
Yeah, almost like a warning.
like a rattlesnake kind of thing.
That's how it felt at least.
We when we were hitting the end of the fucking field, lowlands, whatever you want to call this, we did come across a fence near the forest, and it was cut. However, there was a pretty big gap in it,
Yeah.
and one side of it was cut, like with pliers, some shit.
Yeah, the
Cutters.
other side was tension snapped.
There were a few tracks.
Yeah.
They were too small to be dogs.
It's more
You
like
said you said that the paw print was also different, but the thing with it was like it may have been like the size of a raccoon or something.
yeah.
But
Raccoons are relatively new to the area. Maybe in the past, not millennia, the past century or so, they've been introduced to South Texas, South Central Texas, and they're kind of rare in San Antonio, or on the outskirts of San Antonio, southeast where we live.
But the thing with that is, because we did come across the second rest stop, which we thought we heard something in.
Yeah.
Which will obviously be earlier in the video. But the other thing was, which I wish I would have had it on recording, it kept walking deliberately in the mud.
Yeah.
Which I think it's just...
It's too obvious. Normal animals...
Usually, I don't think an animal that's relatively new to the area, especially one that's scavenging, would really care.
Yeah.
And then the claw marks are...
Scavengers don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Raccoons are scavengers, so I don't think it would care. The marks are fresh. It did rain this morning.
Yeah, it was too.
I got at work at 12. It was drizzling. I got out at 8:30. It had stopped raining, so it was raining somewhere in there. This place is still relatively wet.
Yeah.
It's very moist in the air. Especially during winter, that wetness is gonna stay around. Another thing though is that we found claw marks sharpening.
Yeah.
I think you said, and
Something
that was
sharpening its claws.
That was a while ago, and it was relatively low to the ground, so it was a smaller animal, but it's old tracks.
Yeah, it's an old scratch mark.
Um,
Possibly 2, 3 years old. There's a chance it could be up to 5 years old, but these things tend to stay in areas for a good while. Sometimes they move on and sometimes they don't.
On top of that,
We found some other settled areas where some old pre-settlement houses may have been. They're littered over the lowlands.
oh yeah, you said that this was a swampland,
Yeah.
so there are signs of crops, as you said, or places that would have been farmed for it.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me, that you kind of brushed over along with the tracks, is that there were actual snaps and branches.
Yeah.
There was an actual trail leading up, and it went not only through the mud, but also through a shallow creek.
Yeah.
And whatever it was also, I guess, light enough.
It was
Not only heavy enough to leave tracks in the mud, which any animal may be over what.
It had to be a good size, like maybe a 50-pound animal.
I don't think it was 50.
Did you see the gap in the fucking reeds?
Well, that's my thing, where it left tracks, but it also got up on the tree.
Yeah.
And it was light enough to only break. You spot two branches?
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if those were the points that it went to. Or what other points it went to.
Yeah.
And then the gaps in the branches, shit was broken at the base. I don't think a small animal could actually do that. At least that clean anyway. Because it looked like they did have pressure on it. So, I guess that's all for now.